All right, welcome Senior Home Business family. We've got Brittney in the house and myself, Matt Stafford. We're here to bring you some information about pet therapy. I mean, who loves pets out there? Brittney, I know you do. You got a dog, right? Come on.
Yep.
Absolutely. He's probably in your lap right now.
He's right
probably
here.
somewhere. Yeah, I know. He's close by. My dogs are out back because we've already had an episode of my dogs coming in and enjoying the fun. And the fun is usually a lot of barking. So I love my dogs. They just don't go well with video unless you like dog barking in the background. So anyway, but hey, welcome. We come on every Wednesday at 10 o'clock AM Pacific Standard Time, and just love to have you with us. If you want to say anything in the chat, we'd love for you to interact with us, ask questions. We talk about the senior referral business, but we also talk about other subjects in senior living. Like today, we're talking about pet therapy. It's not all about trying to recruit you for the business. We want you to get a full understanding of the senior living industry. And so Brittney has a lot of experience in the industry, and our students do as well. But hey, if you want to join a senior living group just for free, people that have an interest in seniors, a lot of these individuals are our students and many of them are not. They're just people in the group. You can go down into the description and click the link and join the group. All you got to do is just answer a few questions, and we'll look at that, and you'll probably get a welcome call from Josh, and we just love to have you part of our group. If you want more information about the senior referral business, you can click the link below and schedule a consultation with myself. I'd love to discuss anything you want to know about business. So let's get down to it. Pet therapy. Oh, one other thing I do want to mention, you're going to start seeing a ticker on my YouTube videos. It is in relation to a company called Mom's House. We are not affiliated with Mom's House whatsoever. We do not emphatically endorse, Mom's House, its staff, its sales practices. And we encourage you not to purchase the Senior Referral Academy. It's a course that I wrote and recorded back in 2019, and Mom's House has 80% of that course. They have absolutely no experience in the senior referral business side of the game, and the students that they use as testimonials on their videos are students from the senior home business community. So you're going to see that ticker every now and then that pops up, but let's get into it. We're going to talk about pet therapy, and I'm going to show you guys a video today of a situation. It's funny, it's this past Christmas. I don't know the community. I believe it was in Minnesota somewhere. And when we normally think of pet therapy, Brittney, I think we normally think of cats and dogs. Mm-hmm. But we're going to see a pet therapy situation from a video that I pulled up from 2023 during Christmas. It was not a dog and it was not a cat. It was a pretty large animal that went to the assisted living community. So we're going to see that in just a few minutes. So stay with us. But let's get into it. I want to get into, before Brittney, if we can, before we get into talking about the pet therapy, I'd like to talk about some community requirements for pets. I know pet therapy is not necessarily just a senior having a pet there at the community. But have you ever seen and maybe had some clients that went to a community, whether it be a care home or whether it be a large community, and they were able to bring their pet?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of, I think we're going to go over it though, just kind of regulations on that and guidelines. But yeah, I would probably say not a lot of my clients have brought their pets, but we try to. I mean, they're family. So if we can make it work, I know that they're my kids, and I know seniors, it's their companion mostly. And that's sometimes what they live for. I've heard those words. And so, yeah, if we can bring them, I always try to make it work.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've had a few over the years too. I can't say I've had a whole lot. But I remember this one gentleman. He was 290 pounds, bedridden, obviously a Hoyer lift situation, 2-person assist. The poor caregivers, they're about $125 each. So it was a strain, but they were able to do it. They had to turn them over every 2 hours throughout the evening. And I bring all that up because he had this black lab. And just he could not get out of bed, could not take care of the animal, the dog. And so the caregivers kind of chipped in, and that's rare, you guys, but it does happen. But that Labrador just laid at the feet of that individual hour after hour after hour, and it just brought him some comfort, right? And that's what Pets do, right? They bring us a little bit of comfort. But I do want to get into an acrostic that you alluded to, SAFE, SAFE. In terms of seniors being discharged to a safe place, I kind of use this every situation when I'm talking to families with pets. And they say, well, can mom bring her cat? Can mom bring her dog? Well, this is the SAFE for every situation that we use. Number one, community is going to ask and require the animal to have current updated vaccine shots. That is going to be a must. You're going to have to show paperwork in terms of all that kind of stuff when you're a veterinarian, just to understand the pet has to have updated shots. Number two, the A in SAFE is ability. Typically, the senior has to be able to take care of their own pet. Now, I gave you the example of the senior lying in bed, bedridden, and the caregiver chipped in. That's rare. That's probably less than 1%, right, Brittney? I mean, you got to be able to take the dog outside, go to the restroom, feed the dog, things like that. Because if not, that's just an added responsibility to the caregivers. And, you know, as much as they want to help and contribute, that's just another task on what they do. The F in SAFE is friendly. The pet must not be vicious. Pet cannot go around biting people, right, Brittney? What's that? That would be terrible. Welcome to our assisted living community. Over here, we have Rottweiler as our mascot, biting people. I say Rottweiler because I've got a funny story real quick. At our previous house, we just moved about 6 weeks ago or so. And our previous house, before we got the fence repaired, our neighbors, really nice neighbors, they had their mom's dog over, and it was a Rottweiler. And man, just a big dog, right? I've got a little Molshy. We got 2 dogs now, but at the time we just had Colby, and he's like 18, 19 pounds, little Molshy. Well, he was over to the fence, Brittney, sniffing at the fence, you know, at the Rottweiler, and the Rottweiler was doing the same thing. I was upstairs in the office. All of a sudden, I hear my wife downstairs screaming. Ah! I'm like, oh my God, I go flying downstairs. She immediately was at the sliding door, which was great, and closed the door as Colby came in, our dog. But what happened was they were sniffing each other at the fence, and the Rottweiler just evidently, boom, busted through the fence. Brittney, you're too young for this, but how many out there remember Mr. Kool-Aid when they're busting through the walls? Kool-Aid! And that's what happened to the Rottweiler, and he was going after my dog. Anyway, I say that story is because your dog must be friendly. And, you know, they give tours. They can't go be around biting people, and they're going to the dining room. They can't be walking, you know, all the way next to the wall to get around where your dog is at. So got to be a friendly dog. And the last one is the experience. Is you're bringing your pet, will it bring joy to the community? They actually love this, you guys. I'm telling you, if you have a really nice pet and a pet that's friendly to people, and it will bring joy to seniors that are there. Brittney, I've had all kinds of care homes and large communities that will allow this if that's the case. So anything you want to say about that, Brittney? I know I hit all 4 of those things real quick, but
to piggyback it, I don't know if you have seen, but I have communities that maybe the residents don't all have pets, but they have a pet. So a couple of the communities in my area, they will adopt a dog from the Humane Society, and it lives there. So the residents get so much joy out of it. It's a friendly dog. They adopted it. So it gives the residents the experience of having a pet in the building when they don't have the responsibility of, you know, following the safe kind of guidelines. But yeah, it's really neat. They approach you on tours, and there's like a couple labs and huskies that are just, they adopted them from the Humane Society. Like I said, it's a great program.
It's like their own mascot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's their mascot. Okay, well, speaking of a mascot, I want to show you guys a video of a large animal, not overly large, but still larger than most. I know, all the dogs I know, and I saw a 150-pound Saint Bernard in my neighborhood the other day. So this animal is larger than that dog. So we're going to see in just a little bit here. I'll pull up on video. Let me make sure we get this whole thing up there so everybody can kind of see it. But let's roll. Oh my goodness. What happened here? Here we go.
A belated Christmas present is about to arrive.
Today we're expecting a fun surprise animal.
A packed crowd welcomed not a therapy dog,
Hello.
but a therapy donkey.
Tiptoe is 2 years old, so he's a little toddler. We still call him a baby.
A 250-pound baby. to be exact. Instead of having a lap dog, you could have a lap donkey.
There you go.
A lap donkey.
Tiptoe, also known as Tippy, makes the rounds every so often.
Do you want to touch him?
His handler, Tabea Brockman, says he welcomes the love
He wants a hug.
after a rough start in life.
His mom decided she doesn't want to be a mom, and she stomped him. So he was in the ICU for a while. He's just a little miracle donkey, so now he's giving back.
And they also believe that his visits help people struggling with memory loss.
Hi. We got tears. We had people talking that didn't talk for a long time.
Giving them that opportunity to see an animal like this come to where they live in our community.
You're getting a hug.
It's just amazing.
We've had dogs, we've had cats, we've had volunteers. We've never had a donkey.
Even though he hops out of the trailer, he needs a little help getting back in. When visiting time is over, Tiptoe comes back here to his stable in Hamel, which looks a little bit like a dorm room. But his day isn't quite over.
Tiptoe is basically his eyes. He's running around with this little bell here, and so Ty can follow. He's right there.
Tiptoe is also a seeing eye donkey for a blind 10-year-old horse named Tai Tai. In a sense, he keeps the horse out of harm's way.
You can tell if the weather gets really bad. He will push him in the lean-to, which is over there.
All in a day's work for this little fella.
It's very special to see the smiles and the old people just being happy. He likes kisses too. I love it.
In Minnetonka, John Lawrence.
Oh my goodness. What do you think of that, Brittany? A donkey visiting a assisted living community. That's incredible, right? I mean, I can't say I've ever seen that. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, let's get into it, Brittany. I want you to take it away just a little bit, but again, why pet therapy? Why is pet therapy so important for communities? And not just having pets, but just having this kind of program. Why would that be important?
I think she hit on it in the video, even just the fact that some of the residents, maybe they were nonverbal, now they're verbal, or, I don't know if you saw at the end that senior said she loved the donkey. So I just think it brings joy to many of the residents. If they had pets that unfortunately they couldn't bring to the community, it might just give them a sense of purpose to have a pet around. Probably no different than really the benefits we see from them, the emotional support. It brings joy, they're companions, so they want to be loved on too. So I think a lot of the reasons that we see benefits from animals the same way that they would too. But again, like she touched on dementia, Alzheimer's, it can bring back something they remember. Like it was cute that resident said she loved the donkey. So she looked like she might have been in memory care. So she was really sweet. So I just think it has a lot of overall benefits. I think bringing in dogs or like just no different than visitors. I know a lot of communities bring in visitors, volunteers. And when I worked in a community, and I know you probably saw this too, the joy of having something different, of having an event, not just the same old activities. So I think it also switches up their day and brings them something that they want to get on the regular. So I think there's a lot of huge benefits to it.
Absolutely. I mean, just this sheer, did you see their faces? I mean, that's it, everything, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we can get on to the technical stuff, just the emotional, it's the physical, they get movement, and we're going to go through some of that. It enhances emotional well-being, right? Providing companionship and sense of purpose and all that. But man, it's just their face. It's unbelievable. It's kind of like what we do. What do we do with our own pets? I think every community should have some sort of pet therapy program in place. I think every community should have some kind of mascot of a dog, up front that's super friendly. It adds to the tour. It's an immediate connection when families walk in. Some of these communities, not many of them, but some that I've done some tours in the past, and they had like a mascot. They had a dog there. I can't tell you what it did to the resident and or adult kids that were on that tour. They immediately went over to that dog, and it brought some sense of excitement. So I got here, Brittany. I just kind of read a little bit, but in this article it talks about, it says pet therapy offers profound benefits for seniors and individuals with dementia, enhancing emotional well-being, providing companionship and a sense of purpose, and encouraging physical movement. And that's a big one too, right? We all need, encouraged to get off the couch, get off the chair and start moving. And, it's nothing like an animal, maybe like a donkey coming in, get you out of that chair. That's kind of funny. But But man, that's so cool. So that's kind of funny, Brittany. Maybe I wonder if somebody's out there is listening to this would think about even doing a business like this, having some sort of service like this.
Yeah. I know in my local areas, the Humane Society, there's a program. There's a couple ladies that will take the friendly dogs out of the Humane Society for a day and do visits. So the dogs that need just introduction, it's a win-win for both. It brings the residents joy and then allows them to get some social interaction. And there's another program actually where they bring the senior dogs. So the senior dogs get to see the seniors in the communities. So it's really a sweet program.
Oh, sweet. I just think it'd be a phenomenal thing for people that love pets. I think it was innovative outside the box for the donkey.
Oh, definitely.
Going back to that, I would never have thought of a donkey going to
I thought you were going to say a pig or something. I mean, I don't know where you were going with it, but
I'd like to see an elephant show up.
elephant, yeah.
That's very gentle animal. Just might knock some things over a little bit.
Might just create a little bit of a mess.
Oh my goodness. Well, Brittany, let's get into talking a little bit about the senior referral business too, in terms of, this is the opportunity that you have. I think people in general, when they get into this business, it's kind of the unknown, right? I mean, things that we see, pet therapy, there's other things that happen. And there's so much joy in this business, you guys. I know there's a lot of, hardships, a lot of illness, a lot of, discomfort, a lot of emotional things that are going on. I mean, a lot of pain, with seniors going through, just life in general, right? But it's just the things that we get to see that really, for me, Brittany, just gets me to appreciate what I have in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me, and it puts a smile on my face, and just the opportunity to be able to share a moment with a senior. I had a conversation, Brittany, with a senior this past Saturday, 87 years old. She sounds like she's 47. She's down south, 3 or 4 hours away from me. So obviously it was not a conversation in person, but it was on the phone. And she sounded like she was 47. I almost got ready to ask, and her name is Marilyn. I almost got ready to ask, is Marilyn there? Because it was not the type voice I was expecting to hear. But anyway, it was such a lovely, lovely individual. Let me tell you a story real quick. And this just encouraged me, and it just obviously has encouraged her. Her husband, over about the last 5 years, I believe it is, passed away. And she was there for his last breath. They had a marriage of about 45 years, being married together, loved each other, obviously. And so when he passed, she leaned over and gave him a kiss goodbye. And when she told me, gave me chills up and down my arm. She said, Matt, as soon as I did that and released, he woke up, gave me a kiss, and went back to sleep. I said, that's amazing. That is amazing. But see, that's the stories that you'll hear, guys. And it's a lot of it. Sometimes you think, Brittany, it's some of the experience that we gain in this industry. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's even personal growth. Like you said, you look in the mirror and smile, or like you look at the things that you have. So you see a lot of dynamics with families and seniors. And I think it really helps you appreciate what you have. And I think it also, we always talk about this, how rewarding it is on an emotional level. I smile all the time. Like, I think a lot of this is very emotional, but I'm constantly smiling, whether it be a family telling me that, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful for you. Or maybe it's just, here's a little cute story. I placed somebody 2 weeks ago, and I followed up with the family. They actually even sent me flowers to my house. It's very sweet family, and I've actually never met them in person. I was on a cruise. I was on vacation when they toured. So I have not really even met them because I was on vacation. And anyway, they sent me flowers, but I called her and asked how their dad was doing. And she goes, oh my gosh, like, he's doing so great. And she told me this funny story that at 10:30 at night, he went to go look for a snack in his assisted living. And they told him, oh no, there's a fridge full of snacks all the time. So he found the cookies and the ice cream. And the next morning, he had just woken up. He's eating his cookie again for breakfast. He had crumbs all over him. And they just were telling me like how good he's doing. And honestly, like, that gives me chills and just makes you almost, just really emotional. I mean, he's doing great. And just hearing that kind of feedback, not only from when the families appreciate you, but hearing little things like that is just huge. And yeah, it was a cookie and ice cream, but he's happy. And that makes, we have to look at the little wins and the little happiness in these situations. Like you said, they're really emotional, but hearing that he's happy with a cookie crumb on him, I mean, that just made my day. So yeah, it really just, overall, this business is very rewarding. Emotionally, definitely.
Absolutely. You talk about putting a smile on your face, and that kind of coincides with pet therapy, right? It puts the smile on the senior's face. And in this business, guys, as a senior referral agent, helping seniors at no cost, no obligation, it literally puts a smile on my face, on Brittney's face, and every referral agent that's out there that has the joy and the awesome responsibility to help navigate a senior through this process. And it just will put a smile on your face. I mean, there's plenty of things that we see that may make you sad. There's things that you'll see that disappoint you in a lot of different ways, and whatever, you're out and about. See, there's all kinds of things, just life, right? But the ultimate joy of helping someone go through this process, man, it does more to me, I think, than it does to resident. When we found this lady, they selected a care home yesterday. And it's in a beautiful care home owned by a nurse practitioner, and just hearing the stories of how the tour went. I wasn't there for the tour, and how it all went, and we navigate a certain thing. It's just so much fun, you guys. It is absolutely the best business I've ever done and been a part of in my whole life, because you're helping an individual who has no awareness of what is going on. It's not like most people think about, oh my gosh, I got a plan for assisted living. Now, Brittney, I know you've already got long-term care insurance. You're kind of like the rare occasion of people out there, but a lot of people just don't think about it until something happens. And typically it's a fall, hospital, skilled nursing, and off, we go. And that's how I get probably 85-90% of my clients goes through that exact same situation. So, but smiling, Brittney, we got to continue to smile. So you guys in this business, go and smile as you walk into these communities. If you're going in to see your loved one, make sure you have a smile. If you're in the business, make sure you smile when you walk through the doors. I would encourage, if you encourage anybody out there that's already a referral agent or already in the industry of some, maybe you're in hospice, maybe you're a marketing director, or whatever, position you may hold. Strongly encourage your community or the communities to have some sort of pet therapy. I think that should be every community. And I know there's a lot more to it than we're probably talking about today. I mean, who's in charge of it, and there's also the cleanup, right? And with animals, and there's all, where do they stay, and there's all the logistical part of it. But I think there's some things that we can kind of get over, right, and work through. Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Again, if you want to know more about senior referral business, you can click down below, click the link, and schedule a consultation with myself. And if you just want to be a part of a group free of charge, won't cost you a dime, and you just want to know more about this industry and hang out with some people that love seniors, you can join a free group by clicking the link below. So, hey, until next Wednesday, God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.